Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Computer Show. Hope you guys are doing well because they're having a wonderful day and crazier hair than I do. On this 29 May 2025, today we're talking about self destruction. And I know this is a specific subject, this is a very dark subject. I want to show you guys the night sky because it's beautiful tonight. We have this. So lately, we've been really going through mental health issues, and I was talking with someone today on TikTok because I was on TikTok live, and what a way to start a video. You see, I got the same intro every single time, then I just dive in, which is way too abrupt. That's how we do it, right? So I was talking to someone today that really knows the content, that really knows me, and it was kind of fun because this person, since we've been friends for a while, again, it's not somebody that's, hey, I kind of know you. There's this weird part where people, if they watch the video, they'll get to know me, but it's not necessarily like we know each other, right? Is you know me because you saw the video, but I don't know you, which is really weird. And I think that's introspectual aspect. And for this person, he's always, no matter how often I take break for mental health, and he's always understanding. And it sucks because there's people that are gonna understand that you have mental health issues, but it's not necessarily like, oh, dude, we understand, we'll forgive you. A lot of people, and we do take a lot of break though. We do take a lot of break. It's bad because I'm having a lot of mental health issue, with depression, with stress. The reason why we're doing good today isn't because we healed. The reason why we're doing good today is because there's a puppy barking. It's because we solved the problem. We had a problem with the government and we solved it. So because we solved it, then I feel better because I was able to call my mom. I was able to tell her, hey mom, we're gonna be okay. I was able to call my father. I was able to tell him, hey dad, we're gonna be okay. Which is something that a son wants to do. I don't think no kids doesn't want to call his parents and say, hey, guess what? I got some good news for you. This is possibly the funnest thing to do as a kid, right? It's the most important thing to do as a kid. It's one of the funnest to do. See, we're playing the tower, so I have to fix it a little bit because today we're gonna be playing a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. So yeah, so this is quite important. That being said, because we have this weight off our shoulder, I'm just like, okay, well, we're doing so good, but are we truly doing good? So remember, this video is called self-destruction, and I think self-destruction is the answer. I've always, as a kid, been very shy to talk about my problem. Always been very shy to talk about things. Now we do videos, but nobody. Well, I'm not saying nobody, but a very small amount of people watches the video. So it's not like I'm talking to 1,000 people and say, hey, I feel shitty. I feel shitty, and I'll get a couple of views, and I don't know who the views is, you know? So this feels really good because I'm like, okay, well, we're kind of going through life, and we get to talk about it. We get to externalize our feeling, which is super important, right? But because we're going through so much, how can I say this? We never really healed. As a kid, I was too shy to talk about it. So my excuse was I was shy to talk about it, right? As a young adult, I was like, well, nobody helped me, right? That's my excuse for being depressed. Nobody helped me. Nobody gives a shit, right? That was the excuse. Then we grew, then we got more mature, and we realized that you can't rely on people for depression. You can't rely on people. It's like, okay, well, fuck you. If I can't rely on you, I'll rely on myself, which is another freaking. It's a completely different thing. It's a completely different game. So when you understand that, you're like, okay, well, I have to rely on myself. And then right away, you start to build up a carapace, you start to build up a shell, you start to build up a resistance to bullshit, right? You can become biased. I did a video last week, and this was it. I did a video last week was I'm becoming grumpy. And that becoming grumpy was like, dude, I'm becoming such a piece of shit because I don't get excited about shit anymore. It doesn't affect me in a positive fashion the way it used to do before, right? But it's just that there's hopes up and then there's hopes down. A yes can be amazing and no can be destroying. So you rather say maybe because you don't want a yes, you don't want a no, right? I'd rather have nothing than a no. So you start relying upon yourself, right? But the problem with relying upon yourself, and this is coming from a guy who relied upon himself for freaking years. I relied on myself for freaking years. I didn't ask for help. I wasn't talking about it, my problem. I was just self-medicating with porn and junk food. And that was something I would do. It's something I still do. However, things have changed. I have a community right now. I have people that cares about me, but I have also a platform to talk about it. Hey, I'm feeling this type of way, I'll share it. I'm feeling another type of way, we'll share it, right? And now we're solving a lot of problem. So with this, I'm no longer shy of talking about what I'm feeling. So I'm talking. It doesn't matter if I'm alone because I'm talking to people. I don't know who, but I'm talking to people. And lastly, we have one way of exteriorizing the whole thing, right? So we should be able to solve it. So why can't we heal? Now, every single time I feel like we don't take the time to heal properly. But at some point, I'm like, why am I not able to heal properly? What is stopping me from healing properly? And then I was watching this documentary today on the Phoenix, right? And now Phoenix was a mythological creature, and it was the only mythological creature that was used for medicine, right? And it was nice because you would see but it was also almost akin to religion, the concept of talking about it. So see, the Phoenix was talking about immortal life. The Phoenix was talking about reincarnation. The Phoenix was talking about so many of those things, and for me, the Phoenix was something. But the Phoenix is only born from ashes, so you have to burn down everything. And then the principle of self-destruction is the point. So I was talking about this video, which is I'm becoming grumpy, and most of the time I was allowing myself to be more and more biased, more and more negative, and that wasn't the solution. That wasn't even close to the solution. This was just me being an asshole and needing to be an asshole. And I'm gonna ask you this simple, very simple thing: what purpose does it solve? You being an asshole, does it help? Does it not help? Why are you an asshole, right? And the reality is, it was a super simple way. I told you guys that I believe that you'd rather have a no, you'd rather have a maybe than a no. I think you'd rather be an asshole and push away people than possibly have good relationship or good friendship, right? So you isolating yourself. In some ways, isolating yourself is self-destruction. I was also talking about a sports athlete that got injured with me making content and how depression was affecting making the content. So the sport athlete had a future, was obsessed with that. Because he got an injury, we can no longer do it. Because I was depressed, I can no longer do the video. Video, once again, that was my only escape from depression. Video, again, that was my only way to be happy and be myself, right? I always have a problem with saying this is Ink and this is Stefan. The problem is that Stefan won't do what Ink does, but Ink is more Stefan than Stefan is, because Ink doesn't follow certain rules that Stefan does. Stefan is less happy than Ink, right? But then I cannot rely on Ink always. There's gonna be time where I'm like, dude, this. Oh shit! I've almost dropped my my phone. This is not a solution. This is never a solution. You're fucking up. You're not fucking up because you're making a mistake. You're fucking up in the sense of, well, an opportunity to be yourself and get away from the problem, and you didn't. What does that mean? It's like, for example, right? Somebody gives you a quiz, right? And on TV you have those quiz, and they give you a call, they give you a lifeline, right? And then, yes, you win, but you use a lifeline and you use a call. If they didn't offer you the call and if they didn't offer you the lifeline, would you have win? Yes or no? Right? And that is the problem. That is the problem, is testing yourself. And once again, this process of self-destruction itself to yourself. And self-destruction is often seen as inflicting yourself with pain, but it's not pain. I think breaking down your barrier. See, talking about barriers, one of the things that we talk about often or a lot is breaking down your barriers. You need to break them down, right, to let people in, right? Now, letting people in should be something good, but letting people in doesn't solve anything. Oh, I'm feeling depressed, and this is something we did lately. I'm feeling depressed, so I have this need for love. I have this need for a relationship. I have this need to get into something with someone, and I don't care who it is, but I need to get with someone. And now this actually goes to what shall I call it? It's kind of complex because self-destruction shouldn't also be about isolation, right? I think that relying on people to alleviate the pain is bad, but I also think about isolating yourself and not allowing you to live said pain is also bad. In both cases, you're not enabling yourself to do the step necessary for rebirthing, right? And if the step that you need to do to rebirth or to be better is self-destruction, then you should be able to do those steps. It's not a concept of, well, again, I'm going to repeat myself. It's not the context of inflicting myself some damage. It's the context of how far do I need to break down the barrier, right, to be able to heal. And for the first time tonight, we don't have the storage. We don't have the camera, which is cool because it happened a lot yesterday. I was supposed to show the Park Boys, but Netflix having so much problem. There's so much problem. And the funny thing is, it's gonna end. It's gonna end in a couple minutes when I'm not gonna be making content. So something is not right. Something is not uploading. I'll have to restart the phone. But if I do restart the phone, okay, give me a sec. There you go. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. See, I'm gonna repeat myself, but I don't care. Even making content to a certain degree was very detrimental. Very detrimental. Very self-sabotage. Let's use this word instead. We have self-destruction and we have self-sabotage. What do you prefer doing? Do you prefer to self-sabotage yourself into possibly getting better? You want to self-sabotage yourself into possibly becoming a better person? You want to sabotage yourself and possibly feeling happiness for the first time in a while? Or you want to self-destruct and possibly feel it, right? When I'm talking about making content was very detrimental, I mean it. So in the first way, I would have a shitty day at work and I'm like, you know what, I don't care because I'll be able to talk about it in a video, right? I had this altercation with my neighbor yesterday, and the first thing that I was gonna do is, I don't care because I get to talk about it on there, here. Now, I just almost fell for a second time. This is, when something happen a lot, it's because it's meant to happen. So if your phone drops a lot, change places because it will happen and one time you won't be able to catch it. So by talking about it on a video, yes, it helps, but you saw the solution. Solution being somebody was mean to you, or you have a situation at work or in your personal life and you didn't fix it, right? So are you learning from your mistake, or you're just trying to feel better? And learning from mistakes sometimes is self-destruction, right? You have this girl that you really like, but you treat her like shit, and because you treat her like shit, my mom texts me. I promised to call her. I have time to call her. Oh, guess what? Okay, give me a sec. I know I'm asking for a lot of seconds, but hey, trust you, boy. There's a reason why we're doing this. We're just doing a lot of work in the background, right? We're just doing a lot of work in the background. Okay, at least they're not live. Good. So that being said, I wasn't allowing myself to feel. And as much as it sounds like something horrible, I feel like sometimes you need to live, like for example, you have a heartbreak, right? And a heartbreak, if you really treat the girl bad, it's kind of deserved, right? It's not a case of, dude, you're treating the girl so poorly that you deserve to be in a bad situation, right? That's not the case. That's not the case. It's more so like, hey, you should have made a better effort. And I really feel for that. I really, really feel for that. In a sense of, you should be able to experience life without having to suffer. There's a lot of lessons that you don't need to suffer, but some of them need to suffer, right? If life was easy, everybody would be succeeding. If life would be easy, everybody would be in a position where they're enjoying their life, right? But a lot of us are struggling, and a lot of us have mental issues, right? And I think that's why self-destruction is important. I think self-destruction is I think self-destruction is possibly the concept came from working out, right? And working out and being in pain. And I was like, oh, if you don't feel, and I was listening to Sam Sulek, which I really like. And Sam was like, hey, look at me calling him Sam. And Sam was like, if you don't suffer, it's because you're not doing it properly. Look at all the points we're gonna get. Holy dude, that's crazy. And it was like, if you don't suffer, you're not doing it right. So I'm like, okay, well, it kind of sucks that you have to suffer to get an exercise is right. It's in French. But at the same time, you're working out to get results. You're working out to accomplish something, right? You're not working out for fun. And if you're working out for fun, are you really working out? Not really. So you had a point there. It would just suck that you had to suffer. And the simple mentality of, it sucks that I have to suffer to get somewhere that I want to get, was such a... Whoa. Okay, so we're gonna go in because the phone's at 6% batteries. Yep, we're good. The simple fact that you had to suffer to accomplish something, it wasn't the answer that you wanted, but it was the answer that you wanted. It wasn't the answer that you wanted, it was the answer that you need. In a lot of things in life or that, I don't want it, but I need it, right? And to me, this is just so much of a, not a miracle answer, but so much of a great moment starting. It's so much of a great moment from a shitty situation, right? How many times in my life have I avoided confrontation? How many times in my life have I avoided being in trouble with someone? How many times in my life have I avoided a situation that made me sad? What if all of those moments were there to test me? What if all of those moments were there to teach me a lesson? And what if by avoiding those lessons, I wasn't truly moving forward? Now, do I need that you need to be moving forward to be happy in life? No. I think you can find a place. Like, for example, you have a dad, right? And this dad has 3 kids, he has a wife, he has a job that he fucking hates, but he has a family that he loves. Does he really care about the job that he hates? No. Because he finds happiness elsewhere. But this suffering from work that he doesn't like, serves to accomplish a purpose of putting food on the table of a family he does love. So again, self-destruction. Also, with the principle of self-destruction is, it's also stubbornness, but it's also stagnation. So stubbornness is, in my opinion, kind of counterproductive, but also super good. If you have ideals and if you have values, gotta defend them, you don't really believe in it, right? So if somebody tells you, hey, did you believe in God? And like, yeah, I believe in God. So he said, what do you think about this and this and this? And what do you think your God would say? And tell me something about the Bible, and you got nothing to say. Are you automatically a bad Christian, Catholic, Muslim? Are you actually a bad Jew? Are you a bad Hinduism? Are you non-pious? No, you just need to learn more about the Bible. That doesn't mean that. So, for example, you would have a family, right, that is very, very religious. And a lot of their values coming from this religion or a religion, I don't think would, the fact that you won't go to church is a bad thing, because most of the values that you get are from the church. And the same thing can be said for school. So you learn something at school and you apply it at home. You apply multiplication, addition, and it just makes you not smarter, but it's just a situation that helps you figure out shit in life, right? If you were stubborn to learn them, you wouldn't have learned them. So yes, so I think that experiencing is something. Also, in my case, isolation myself made me very much in denial of other people's opinion. I believe this thing since for a couple of years. There's no way it's not right? But at the same time, I have never had this ID challenge, and I had never had these. I never had these ID. Again, challenge. There was this article about. Oh, I'm at 2%. I'm gonna have to go, guys. I'm gonna have to go. Yep, I'm gonna have to go. But I'll try to finish because I want to keep the tower on. I want to keep it on. I just need to check if I'm charging or not. Oopsies. 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm charging. I just showed you something I shouldn't have showed you. So long story short, there was this article about a professor that believes a theory, right? And he went to the theory, and he went to somebody challenged him, and he was right. The person that challenged him was right. Now, was the scientist in question wrong? Well, he was wrong in the case that he didn't test his ID. He just found his ID and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna present this. I'm gonna get a prize." Right? So, challenging other people ID, other people ID, or debating is self-destruction. These are my ideal. This is who I am. This is what I believe in. What do you think about it? Right? I don't think that nobody is gonna come up to you and only agree with you. You're not gonna come to a debate an event to debate, and everybody's okay with that. You know, some of the biggest question: religion, is God real? The biggest question: abortion or pro-life? You know, it's questions that are never going to be solved, right? But at the same time, you need different opinion. You can't have an hive mind, and I think that's good, right? And that's pretty much it. There's a lot I want to say, but I think it's good for now, right? Sounds good? Sounds great. Love ya.